Have you ever sat across from someone you care about and felt completely invisible? Maybe you're right there, sharing a meal or a moment, but it's as if you're on the other side of a glass wall, present but unseen. It's a strange kind of loneliness, one that creeps in even when you're not alone. You're sharing your heart, but their eyes are glued to their phone, lost in someone else's world. You try to connect, to reach them, but their attention is somewhere else, and you're left feeling like a background character in your own story. You get a distracted nod, a half-hearted, "That's great," and suddenly, your excitement fades. The things that matter to you start to feel small, as if they don't deserve real attention. It's not that they're a bad person, they're just not present. Maybe they're overwhelmed, or maybe they don't realize how much it hurts. But the result is the same. You feel like you're reaching out, and no one's reaching back. These small moments, if repeated, become cracks in the foundation of your connection. What starts as a little distance can slowly grow into a canyon, making it harder and harder to bridge the gap. Over time, you start to question your own importance, not just in the relationship, but in your own life. You wonder if you're asking for too much, or if maybe you're just not interesting enough to hold someone's attention. You wonder if your stories matter, if your needs are valid. The silence makes you doubt yourself and you start to shrink, holding back the parts of you that want to be seen and heard. This isn't just Maya's story. It's a feeling many of us know. Across cultures, ages, and backgrounds, so many people have felt the sting of being overlooked by someone they care about. We make excuses for others. They're busy, it's not a big deal. We tell ourselves it's just a phase, or that everyone gets distracted sometimes, but deep down, we know something's missing. But it's a big deal, because feeling invisible chips away at your confidence, your joy, and your sense of belonging. It's not just about attention, it's about respect, care, and being valued for who you are. These moments are red flags, signs that respect and attention are out of balance. They're signals that something needs to change, that your needs matter just as much as anyone else's. Often we overlook our own worth, waiting for someone else to see it first. We hope that if we're patient, things will get better, but sometimes we have to be the ones to notice ourselves. The truth? Rediscovering your value starts with you, not with changing someone else. It's about remembering that you deserve to be seen, heard, and cherished just as you are. When you know your worth, you stop accepting crumbs of attention. You start to set boundaries, to ask for what you need, and to walk away from situations that make you feel small. You start expecting and giving real presence and respect. You learn to show up for others, and you invite people into your life who do the same for you. That's where healthier, happier relationships begin. When you honor your own worth, you open the door to deeper connections, and you remind yourself and others that you truly matter. What is self-worth? It's not just confidence or pride in your achievements. It's the deep, unshakable belief that you are valuable simply because you exist. Your worth isn't tied to your job, your bank account, or anyone's approval. Think of self-worth as the roots of a mighty oak, steady, unseen, but essential. Confidence and achievements may come and go, but self-worth anchors you through every storm. In relationships, self-worth means you show up whole, not looking for someone to complete you. You share your life, not seek validation for it. When you know your value, you stop measuring your worth by someone else's attention. True self-worth means your value remains, even if others disappoint you. You are enough, exactly as you are. Forgetting your value doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow erosion. It's in the small compromises, the times you put your needs last, or over-explain your decisions. When you constantly seek reassurance or feel compelled to justify your boundaries, it's a sign your self-worth is slipping. This creates exhaustion and resentment, especially when you give too much and receive little in return. Resentment is your soul's distress signal, warning you that the balance is off. When you ignore your own limits, anger and frustration build. It's time to listen to those feelings. They're telling you to reclaim your worth. We're surrounded by images of perfect couples and effortless love. This creates the myth that real relationships shouldn't require work or tough conversations. But healthy relationships aren't about finding a flawless partner. They're about two imperfect people growing together. Conflict isn't a sign of failure. It's an opportunity for growth and understanding. The strongest bonds are built by navigating disagreements with respect and empathy. Instead of blaming your partner for unmet needs, ask yourself, have I clearly communicated what I need? Setting boundaries and voicing needs takes courage, but silence breeds resentment. A good relationship isn't easy, it's healthy. It's a space where both people feel safe to be authentic and work through challenges as a team. Progress, not perfection, is the real goal. If self-worth is the foundation, boundaries are the walls and roof of your emotional house. They give your inner world structure, safety, and a sense of belonging. Just as a home needs walls to feel secure, your emotional life needs boundaries to thrive. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They define where your space begins and ends. They help you honor your needs while still connecting with others. Think of them as gentle markers, not brick walls. Without boundaries, you leave your emotional door wide open, inviting exhaustion and resentment. When you say yes to everything, you risk losing yourself in the process, and your energy gets drained by demands that aren't truly yours to carry. Clear boundaries are acts of self-care and respect. They're a way of telling yourself, I matter too. When you set limits, you're not being selfish. You're nurturing your well-being so you can show up fully for others. For example, if a friend calls late at night to vent, a healthy boundary is saying, I can't take calls after 10 p.m., but I'm here for you tomorrow. This simple act protects your rest and shows your friend you care, just on your own terms. Boundaries aren't about controlling others. They're about what you will do to protect your well-being. You can't change someone else's behavior, but you can decide how you'll respond when your limits are tested. If you raise your voice, I'll end the conversation. I'm not available on weekends. These are clear, respectful ways to communicate your needs, and they help others understand how to interact with you. These aren't demands. They're calm declarations of your limits. When you express boundaries with kindness and clarity, you invite understanding instead of conflict. Boundaries create space for healthy, sustainable relationships. They allow trust to grow because everyone knows where they stand and what's expected. They allow you to give from a place of abundance, not depletion. When your needs are met, you can offer your time, energy, and love freely without resentment or burnout. When you respect your own limits, others learn to respect them too. You become a model for healthy interaction, and your relationships become more balanced and fulfilling. Boundaries are the invisible fences that let your relationships flourish. They create a safe space where everyone can grow, connect, and feel valued. They're essential for peace and connection, allowing you to nurture both yourself and the people you care about most. Imagine two neighbors, Liam and Chloe, who both share a deep love for gardening. Their homes sit side by side, and each spring, they eagerly prepare their backyards for a new season of growth and color. Liam's garden is wide open. There are no fences, no borders, just a seamless stretch of green that blends into the world beyond his yard. At first, this openness feels inviting and free. Neighbors and animals wander through, enjoying the space. But soon, his flowers are trampled, his vegetables nibbled away, and the careful order he hoped for is lost. Liam spends more and more of his time repairing the damage, replanting what's been destroyed. The joy he once felt is replaced by frustration, resentment, and exhaustion. He wonders why his efforts never seem to pay off. Meanwhile, Chloe takes a different approach. She builds a simple, low fence around her garden, adding a welcoming gate that's easy to open. Chloe still welcomes visitors, friends, neighbors, even curious children, but she kindly asks them to use the path she's made, guiding them gently through her space. With this structure, her garden flourishes. Flowers bloom in abundance, vegetables ripen undisturbed, and Chloe finds herself with more than enough to share with others. The difference is clear. Liam's lack of boundaries leads to chaos and burnout, while Chloe's gentle structure creates freedom, joy, and a sense of peace. This story is a powerful metaphor for our emotional lives. Just like gardens, our hearts and minds need boundaries to thrive. Without boundaries, we're left exposed, constantly responding to others' needs and demands until we feel depleted and overwhelmed. But with clear, compassionate limits, we protect our energy, nurture our passions, and create space for what truly matters to us. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're invitations to connect in ways that are respectful and meaningful for everyone. When we set healthy boundaries, we can give generously, share our gifts, and be present with others, without losing ourselves in the process. A flourishing inner world begins with self-respect and the courage to honor our own needs. With structure, we create space for real connection, deeper joy, and a life that truly blossoms. How do you know what your boundaries are? Start by noticing when you feel discomfort, anger, or resentment. These emotions are messengers. Pause and ask, what just happened? What made me feel this way? Try this exercise. List what you feel comfortable with, what makes you uncomfortable, and what's a definite no. Reflect on your time, energy, space, and finances. Turn your needs into I statements. I need our space tidy. I won't cancel important plans last minute. Boundaries aren't random. They're based on your real feelings and experiences. Writing them down helps you communicate clearly. This practice builds self-awareness and prepares you for healthy conversations. Knowing your limits is the first step to honoring them. Identifying boundaries is the inner work. Communicating them is the challenge. The goal isn't to issue demands, but to invite understanding. Use calm moments to talk, not arguments. Try, when you do X, I feel Y, and what I need is Z. For example, when I see you on your phone while I'm talking, I feel unheard. I need us to have screen-free time. Use I statements to express your experience, not attack the other person. This invites empathy and collaboration, not defensiveness. Be clear, calm, and consistent. New patterns take time. If your boundary is crossed, restate it and step away if needed. Honoring your boundaries isn't punishment, it's self-respect. With gentle consistency, you build healthier patterns. Speaking your truth with kindness transforms relationships. Setting boundaries is courageous. Holding them is even harder. Your boundaries will be tested, sometimes by habit, sometimes by pushback. You might face guilt-tripping or anger, but remember your why, to protect your peace and well-being. Stay calm and grounded. You don't need to justify your boundary repeatedly. A simple, firm response is enough. I understand you're disappointed, but my decision stands. Notice the difference between someone struggling to adjust and someone who refuses to respect you. If someone consistently ignores your boundaries, it's a red flag. Your worth isn't defined by their reaction. Sometimes protecting yourself means creating distance or ending a relationship. Choosing your well-being is the ultimate act of self-respect. This journey is about more than relationships. It's about reclaiming yourself. Your worth is your birthright, not something to earn. Setting boundaries is an act of self-love, protecting your inner light. Every no to what drains you is a yes to your peace. Communicating your needs affirms that you matter. This is a lifelong practice, not a one-time fix. With each step, you'll feel more confident and at peace. Trust your inner voice. It knows what you need. Healthy relationships start with a healthy relationship with yourself. When you value yourself, others learn to value you. Respect your limits and teach others to do the same. Start small. Set one gentle boundary this week. Celebrate your progress. You are worthy of respect, peace, and relationships that lift you up. Own your worth, protect it, and watch your world transform. If this hits home, like and subscribe. You deserve to be seen, you deserve to be loved, and you deserve to be the priority.